Hey, very on back to the kitchen. Today, we are tackling one of the most underrated dessert bars out there, the glorious Blondie. If you love brownies but sometimes want something richer, chewier, and with that deep, caramelized butterscotch flavor, you are in the right place. Trust me, once you make these, you'll wonder why you ever bothered with just plain chocolate chip cookies again. This recipe is simple. It takes about 15 minutes to prep, and the result is absolute perfection. Now, before we dive into the steps, let's talk about the vibe we're going for here. We want chewy edges, a gooey center, and that signature crackly top just like a perfect brownie, but blonde. The secret to achieving that deep, complex flavor is using melted butter and, crucially, brown sugar. That brown sugar is what gives us the moisture and the molasses notes that define a truly great blondie. All right, let's get organized. You'll need an 8 by 8-inch baking pan, parchment paper, and your ingredients ready to go. Here's what we need. First, 1 cup of unsalted butter, melted. Next, 1½ cups of packed light brown sugar. Make sure you pack it down. Then, 2 large eggs at room temperature. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, don't skimp on the vanilla. Next, 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a ½ teaspoon of salt. And finally, the mix-ins. I'm using about 1.5 cups of chocolate chips. Maybe a mix of milk and semi-sweet, but honestly, white chocolate, walnuts, or pecans would be amazing too. Be creative. Got all that? Let's start baking. Step 1. Prep your pan. Preheat your oven to grifarene. Line your 8 by 8-inch pan with parchment paper, leaving a little overhang on the sides. This makes lifting the finished blondies out so much easier. Give the paper a quick spray of cooking oil or butter just to ensure nothing sticks. Step 2. The base. In a large bowl, whisk together your melted butter and that packed brown sugar. Now, here's the trick to that crackly top. You need to whisk this mixture for a solid minute, or even 1.5 minutes. This dissolves the sugar slightly and incorporates air, which helps create that desirable, shiny crust. It should look glossy and smooth. Step 3. Adding the wet ingredients. Beat in the 2 eggs one at a time, making sure each one is fully incorporated before adding the next. This step is also crucial for structure. Now, stir in that tablespoon of vanilla extract. Scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure everything is mingling nicely. Step 4. The dry ingredients. Ina separat. Smaller bowl, weigh your flour, baking salt. Whisking the dry ingredients ensures the leavening agent, the baking powder, is evenly distributed, so your blondies rise uniformly. Step 5. Combine and mix. Gradually add the dry mixture to the wet mixture. Now, pay attention. We do not want to overmix here. Overmixing develops too much gluten, and you end up with tough, cakey blondies, not those chewy, soft ones we are aiming for. Mix only until just combined. You shouldn't see any streaks of dry flour, but stopping right there is key. Step 6. Fold in the goodies. Gently fold in your chocolate chips or whatever mix-ins you chose. We are folding, not stirring aggressively, just enough to distribute them. Step 7. Bake. Scrape the batter into your prepared pan. It will be thick, so use a spatula to spread it evenly into the corners. If you want to be extra fancy, sprinkle a few more chocolate chips or some flaky sea salt right on top before baking. Pop that pan into your preheated 350-degree oven. Baking 35 minutes, depend your oven. You are looking for the edges to be set and lightly golden brown, and the center should still look slightly soft and gooey. If you use the toothpick test, it should come out with moist crumbs clinging to it, not totally clean like a cake. If it comes out completely wet, give it a few more minutes. If it comes out clean, you've probably overbaked it. Aim for that fudgy center. Once they are perfectly baked, The hardest part of this recipe begins waiting. You absolutely must let these blondies cool completely if you cut into them while they are warm. They will fall apart. They just need that time to set up and get that perfect chewy texture. Trust the process. And that's it. Once cooled, use the parchment paper overhang to lift them out, slice them up, and prepare to be amazed. These are fantastic on their own, even better with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, or warmed up for a few seconds in the microwave. If you try this recipe, please let me know in the comments below what mix-ins you used. Did you go classic chocolate chip, or did you try something wild like pretzels or butterscotch chips? If you loved this quick tutorial, hit that like button and subscribe for more easy, delicious baking recipes. Happy baking, and I'll catch you in the next video.